Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to this new video here. I'm Birgit from Koba.Siani sewing patterns and I'm glad to have you here again. Today's video here is about a project which I've wanted to do for a very long time, and it is a jeans upcycling project. I've had some real Y2K mid-rise skinny jeans in my closet which I've wanted to change.
And here it is in its original state, mid-rise, skinny and boring.
I've got another pair of jeans from my mom's and I've merged these two into one. This one here. Before I started with this project, I really thought this would be very easy and simple and quick to sew, but I was really very wrong. This project cost me a lot of nerves and a lot of time, but I think the end result is quite nice. So my plan was to make the fit wider and the rise higher. So I started with side seam inserts here, and of course I wanted to make it special, so I made it in waves like this. But then I realized only the side seam inserts made out of my jeans a regular bootcut fit, and I didn't like this at all. So I've added this insert here and the inner leg seam. And at the same time I changed the crotch seam so that the pants would have a higher fit. And like this I'm quite satisfied. I also tried a lot with the methods how I made this, because of course you can imagine the waves here on this side and on this side of the fabric have to be exactly the same, so that you can even sew this together and that it will look nice. And it turned out that my first method was not quite very good, and I only found out the here and this part how I should make it. So this is also the part which I will show you, because this method works quite well, and you can also apply this to this side here of the pants. By making the pants higher, of course, I also had to change the fit here in the back, because then it was too wide here. And I had to adapt the back pocket situation, because the original pockets were quite high and it didn't look very nice like this. So apart from explaining how I made these wave inserts, I'm also explaining how I make pants a little bit smaller at the waistband, and how you could change the rise of your pants. These two things, by the way, I didn't invent by myself. I've seen on the internet and just tried them out. And by the way, the top I'm wearing is my Mila t-shirt. The pattern is available in all my shops. The links you will find below this video here. And before we start now into the sewing process, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. If you like to see more creative content from me, you could also check out my social media accounts. So let's start with this project. Have fun!
So at first I'm ripping both hems of both pants, and of the main pant I'm also ripping the side seam up to 3 cm before this stop stitching here at the hip at the side seam of the pants, which is mostly there. Ripping seams is one of the main tasks here with this project, and honestly this took me quite a long time. If your aim is to make bootcut jeans with side seam inserts only, you can quickly put on the jeans and think about how wide you want the inserts at the sides to be at the hem. But if you want to have, like me, a much wider fit, we also have to rip the inner leg seam now. You can make the inserts one after the other, as I've did it, or all at once. Then I'm quickly ironing flat the hem allowances as well as the seam allowances, which are folded. Like this, it will be easier to work with. Then I'm pinning all the same edges together. Here I'm starting with the front edge of the inner leg seam. And I'm taking care that the edges really align exactly. Afterwards, I'm drawing on spontaneously the waves. Then I can cut the waves, and by cutting now these two layers, I'm mirroring the shape of the waves to both sides of the pants. Here follows now the front edge of the inner leg seam. As you can see, the shape of the waves is now mirrored from the left side of the pants to the right side, but the insert itself is not symmetric. If you'd like to have a symmetrical insert, as I've did it here at the side seam, you have to copy your wave pattern not only from the right side of the pants to the left side, but also from the front to the back. To create the pattern of the inserts now, I'm now putting apart all edges again, and I'm pinning a piece of paper underneath the fabric. Then I'm folding the paper as it was already a part of the pants. And to determine the actual width of the insert and the width of the ready pants, I'm comparing this now to an already existing pants, which I quite like. I'm just aligning both legs, which is really not that easy. Here I'm just trying to align both side seams, and as the inner leg seam of my original pants is curved, I'm now transferring this curve or line to the paper. Then I'm transferring the wavy line from the fabric edge to the paper. Additionally, I'm drawing marks on each high and low of each curve. These marks or notches I need on the paper side and on the fabric side, so now I'm adding the notches at the fabric side. Now I'm repeating this for the other side of the insert, means here in my case at the back of the pants. Again, I want to compare with my existing jeans, and now I'm realizing that the new pair, which I wanted to sew, is bigger than the original one. So here you see me thinking really hard. And my solution was to cut the denim base of the base pants a little bit smaller in the back. As you can see now, the wave is now within the shape of the pants or within this inner leg seam. I'm just redrawing this part of the wave shape. And then again, as for the front, I'm drawing on my paper the curve or the line for the inner leg seam. Of course, these changes, cutting away from the original denim, I have to transfer also to the other leg. Then I'm removing the paper. And as you can perhaps remember, I drew on the inner leg seam from both sides. And these two lines I'm bringing now together to have the final pattern for my insert. As these lines are not straight, but slightly curved, I have to cut in my paper so that both lines match together. On both short cuts, the paper will now overlap a tiny little bit, but this won't bother me when sewing the pants. Next, I'm adding 2 cm along each wavy edge. This means both the insert and the main pants will overlap for 2 cm later, means we will have a total of 1 cm seam allowance for the piece. Then I can finally cut the pattern piece for the insert. Because of my previous mistakes, I didn't have enough fabric to cut all the inserts in one piece, but I have to puzzle several pieces, smaller pieces of fabrics together to cut them. And of course, I'm transferring the notches at the wave shapes on the insert. By the way, this is how the top edge of the side seam insert looks like. We need 1 centimeter above this point of the triangle. This is also for the seam allowance. Then I'm casting all the edges of all inserts and the main pants. Then I'm pinning the seams together, and as these are opposite roundings now here on each seam, the pinned seam looks a little bit weird and not flat. And you will see that for this now you really need those notches. Then I'm closing those seams with 1 centimeter seam allowance each. To match the opposite roundings now, I have to push and pull the fabric a little bit, but the waves are not that curvy that I can't sew these seams at all. At the side seam insert with that triangle shape, I would say, please make sure that you start the seam at the top of the triangle, 1 centimeter below the edge now. At this point, all 3 seams, the side seam of the original pants and both insert seams, should meet. Then I'm ironing all the inserts and I'm ready for the next step. Next, we will work on the crotch seam to make the rise of the jeans higher. At first, I'm pinning the original edges together so that I can decide the final shape of the crotch curve. I also have to rip some additional centimeters of the original crotch seam so that I can blend in the new curve into the old one. So let me show you quickly what I will do. Here you can see a pair of pants from a side view, and the curved line is the crotch seam, and with this crotch seam now you have a certain rise of the jeans. When I carve out now this crotch seam more, deeper, like the red dashed line here, the rise will be higher. And that's what I will do now. Blending both curves is a little bit difficult, as the original seam is another type of seam, and I'm now sewing with a regular seam with casting seams at the edges, but I'll try my best. As soon as I've made the seam, I'm trying on my pants just to check on the fit. And the back looks quite okay, apart from the fact that the new seam, the lower part of the crotch seam, doesn't have the nice wash effect. But I think in the front here there's too much width and too much fabric, and I'll correct this and check the crotch seam afterwards again. I'm really doing this quite freehand, without any rules, and just checking my work by fitting the pants. And as soon as I'm satisfied, I'm casting the edge of the crotch seam, and then I'm adding back the top stitching. course, now as the waistband is now in a higher position, it is a little bit too wide, and this we can adapt in the back of the pant. Here I'm measuring how much width I have to reduce so that the waistband fits again. That pleat which I'm measuring here is 3 cm deep, so that means in total I have to reduce 6 cm from the waistband and the upper part of the pants. This width I will take away with darts, with 2 darts here and here. So I will take off and rip off the waistband and this label first, so that I can get to this area where I want to place the darts. So here this is done, and this is how my pants look like now. Then I'm preparing the darts. I'm measuring each from the center back, the same amount of centimeter, and then, in my case, 3 centimeter for the width of each dart. I'm also taking care that I work symmetrically. The length of the dart is about 15 centimeter perhaps, and I want it to end under the back pocket. At the waistband itself, of course, I also have to reduce width, the same width as the depth of the darts, so that means I'm reducing twice 3 centimeter. Another possibility would have been to rip off the waistband and the belt loop completely in the backside and reduce once 6 centimeter in the waistband and then sew it back on. But somehow I didn't like it to rip off also the belt loop. I wanted to keep the original stitching as much as possible, so I made my waistband reduction in 2 portions. And of course, if that's important to you, you can align the waistband seams, these new seams now from the reduction, with the darts. But honestly, in this case, I was too impatient for that. I didn't do that. And I also think that you don't really see that later when wearing the pants. Okay, so here I'm now sewing the darts. That's the first one. Then I'm sewing the waistband smaller in both layers of the waistband, of course. And I'm cutting that open so that I can lay the seam allowance apart so that everything is more flat and nice. The other dart and waistband reduction I'm making the same way. Then I'm ironing everything, the seam allowances in the waistband apart, as I've already said, and the darts pointing to the center back. And I'm also pinning the waistband back to the pants so that it is prepared for sewing. As you can see it here, the waistband has some color difference from the label, and I think this is why I will sew back on the label later. Okay, so here I'm now stitching back on the waistband. And I'm also adding back the label. Here I've added some extra fancy woven label to the original leather label, and now stitching everything on the waistband. These layers were really very thick, but as I'm using and sewing with a needle in size 100, everything went well. Now with a new waistline, I don't like the pocket placement anymore. Everything is much too high and somehow there is missing something below in this area here. So I decided to recycle also the back pockets of my second pants and to add them. So with this plan, again, some ripping work has to be done. The rivets I cannot remove, so there I'm just cutting the fabric underneath and I'm leaving the rivets on the pockets. When I'm now pinning the pockets to my pants, I'm again taking care that I'm working symmetrically, but the final position of the pockets I'll check soon in front of the mirror. That's what I'm doing here. The positioning of back pockets is really very important for pants, so take your time and decide whether you like it like this or not. I think I will go like this and stitch on the second pair of pockets. So this is quite simple. I'm just following the lines of the original stitchings. I only have to take care in the rivet area so that I won't break my needle here. Now off to the last step, the hem. By making this already only ankle length pants even higher, it is clear I don't have much material to make really long pants. But as this wasn't my plan anyways, I'm fine with this. I also have a trick in mind so that I won't need much seam allowance at the hem. So here I'm just pinning the hem 1 centimeter towards the wrong fabric side, 1 centimeter in these areas of the main pants. And I think this is a good length. Okay, so my idea is to work with an inside tape at the hem, which will replace most of the hem allowance. That means I only need 1 centimeter at the pants as hem allowance. I've got here some areas of the inserts which are longer, and here I'm cutting this now. Then I'm pinning that denim tape, which is made by the way out of rests of the second pants, to the hem of my pants with the right sides together. Then I'm cutting the tape so that both ends are overlapping in the same width as the width itself of the tape. Then I'm putting both ends in a 90 degrees angle together with their right fabric sides, and I will join these with a diagonal seam right here. Afterwards, I'm cutting the seam allowance, this triangle here. I'm pressing the seam allowance apart and pinning the tape completely to the hem. Then I'm sewing the tape to the hem, all around, and with 1 centimeter seam allowance. I'm following here the two-toned denim design idea of my pants, but of course this is also a great opportunity to incorporate contrasting fabrics or contrasting colors by using these for that tape at the hem. Afterwards, I'm stitching down the seam allowance on the tape side. That means now I'm sewing through the layers of the seam allowance, which are 2, and the layer of the tape, just tightly along the seam line. Then I'm ironing the hem. I'm folding the edge of the tape 1 centimeter towards the wrong fabric side to the inside, and then I'm folding the whole tape to the inside of the pants, and I'm ironing that and fixing this with pins. Okay, ready to stitch. That's what I'm doing here. I'm again measuring and checking the distance of the seam from the edge, and then I'm doing the hem stitching from the right fabric side. This is a little bit more difficult as you can't see the seam allowance or our tape here underneath, but I think the stitching looks a little bit nicer when it's done like this, and in this case is worth it. Yay! I'm finally ready with this project.
So that's it, finally the pants are ready. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to leave us a comment below this video here, how you like this project, if you're thinking about make one of these pants by your own. I would really like to know more about your thoughts. And of course, I hope to see you very soon again to my next video here. Take care until then. Bye!